York, Mr. Goldman.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, and I would ordinarily appreciate this hearing very much because the Bureau of Prisons is a critical component of the Department of Justice that is woefully underfunded and struggling to implement their mission. But we must be living in fantasy land. We're trying to have a normal hearing doing oversight of the Bureau of Prisons when the President and Elon Musk are taking a hatchet to the Bureau, canceling the collective bargaining agreement for all of the correctional officers, eliminating retention bonuses for the correctional officers while making sure that every masked undercover Gestapo agent with ICE gets a $40,000 bonus. In fact, the bill you passed last week, the Republicans passed last week, would give $12 billion in pay increases and bonuses to ICE and CBP and nothing to the Bureau of Prisons. And yet my colleagues sit over there acting as if they're really interested in correcting the Bureau of Prisons and all the problems that we have there. Then put some money where it is, because we all know that's how you correct the problem. That's how you implement the First Step Act. That's how you implement and fund the Federal Prison Oversight Act, a bipartisan bill that we passed last Congress that has not been funded and can't do anything. You're passing a partisan reconciliation bill. You have the purse strings, and yet we're supposed to sit here thinking that you're really serious about making sure that we're helping the corrections officer. It's just bogus. And let's take the Metropolitan Detention Center in my district in Brooklyn. Since 2020, there have been 17 inmates that have been killed. And the staffing shortages are devastating and have been devastating. There have been numerous lockdowns simply because there is not enough staff. So inmates are kept in isolation for multiple days at a time because of staffing shortages. There was a crackdown by the FBI and the Department of Justice in March. 25 inmates were arrested for all sorts of various smuggling efforts, violent assaults with scalpels, and as my colleague from Florida said, smuggling cell phones. There's not enough staff to actually monitor what is going on. So what did they do at MDC? Well, under President Biden, they implemented a retention bonus of 35%. That enabled them to hire 87 additional people for that one location, the most in years and years. And it decreased lockdowns. Since August of 2024, there have only been 3 days of lockdowns due to staff shortages. So you would think that's a productive way of boosting employment, boosting staffing, which I think every single one of our witnesses has said is an essential part of addressing the problems in the Bureau of Prisons. So what does President Trump do? Gets rid of the retention bonuses. Gone. Gets rid of the collective bargaining agreement. How on earth do you think you are going to increase staffing by taking away all of the correction officers' benefits, by taking away their retention bonus, which proved to be successful and is necessary, and yet we're here talking about implementing recidivism programs? It's a joke. So, Mr. Biggs, you asked for some action items. I'll give you some action items.
Can I ask you a question, Mr. Goldman?
After I give you the action items, I'm happy to have a colloquy. 1, restore the retention bonuses so that we can hire more corrections officers to implement all of the laws that we want to implement in a bipartisan way, and so we can keep the inmates safe. 2, restore the collective bargaining agreement rather than unilaterally canceling a negotiated collective bargaining agreement that gives the corrections officers very important protections. And 3, let's fund the First Step Act. Let's fund the Federal Prison Oversight Act, which has not been funded. There are 3 action items that you can take back to Mr. Trump to try to actually address the issues at the Bureau of Prisons. and I am happy to yield to you.
Yeah, can you tell me, you mentioned that the Brooklyn facility had 17 homicides among inmates from 2020 till what, 2024? What administration controlled BOP that entire time? Did you do anything? You didn't do jack crap. Yield back.
You have no idea what I did.
Time has expired.